And so we begin our practice, as always, just 3 centering breaths, bringing us into the here and now. Kind of rebooting our attention. And reminding ourselves our motivation for being here today. What do we hope to gain from our practice? What do we hope to bring to the world as a result of our practice? And then step by step, slowly as always, setting the foundations for our meditation, right? Relaxing the body, stabilizing the attention, focusing the mind. So we'll start with relaxing the body. And the idea here is just making the body as at ease as possible. We can scan slowly through our bodies, just noticing the body. Noticing areas where there might be tension in the shoulders or the jaw. Relaxing them deeply, letting the shoulders drop, jaw relax. Tuning in temporarily to being in a body. So just feeling our body, just all of our attention goes to the body. There'll still be thoughts happening, of course. It's a habit. We don't have to worry about the thoughts. They'll continue. But for now, as much as possible, we're just going to attend to the sensations in the body. And if we notice areas of tension in our knees, our hips, our feet, making any postural adjustments necessary so that the body can just be soft, loose, and relaxed. Keeping the spine as straight as comfortably possible and the body as relaxed as possible. For this meditation, the eyes can be opened or closed. Whichever posture you choose, just make sure those little muscles around the eyes and the forehead are soft and relaxed. This is called settling the body in its natural state, the state that the body's in when we're deep asleep at night. If we find ourselves carried away by thoughts, that is perfectly fine. It's no problem at all. It's bound to happen. The habit most of us have is attending our thoughts almost exclusively. Each time we notice we've been carried away by thoughts, our first response, the habit we want to create, is relax more deeply. Release the thoughts. Even if they continue, we're just releasing our grasping onto the thoughts. Let them continue fine, no worries. Imagine them like a radio or a television going on in another room, and return our attention to our object of focus, in this case, the sensations arising and falling in the space of the body. Sometimes while relaxing the body, the awareness can think, oh, it's time to go to sleep. And we can start to become dull or drowsy, vacuous or spaced out. The invitation in this practice is to stay alert and present. So if we notice that dullness is set in, that sense of vacuity, you're not being carried away by thoughts, but you're not really attending the body. You're kind of in a weird limbo space, space of dullness. The moment we notice this, the invitation is arouse the attention. So we're paying a greater interest, we're arousing the attention and paying a greater interest in the sensations arising and falling in the space of the body. And keeping that heightened focus alert while the body remains relaxed. Just resting in the space of awareness of the body. And again, the only job we have to do right now is to relax the body as much as possible. This doesn't need to be work or effort. You can imagine yourself briefly in your favorite place, whether it's the beach or on a mountain, by a river, someplace you find it easy to relax. This is the kind of ease we're inviting the body to. Someplace where the sense of well-being comes automatically, not because we have to do anything. Circumstances are perfect, I can just be. Noticing our bodies not just internally, but in the space we're in. Just being aware of the wind and the sounds around us, very natural. This isn't a tight grip. It's really a soft, easeful presence in the environment we're in. Relaxed, even. And as we feel the body relaxed, or at least somewhat relaxed, hopefully more relaxed than we began, we next begin to set that second foundation, a sense of stability. So we're basically training our attention, kindly, gently, to sit and stay where we place it. And so we're giving the awareness, the object of focus of the breath now, witnessing the breath entering and leaving the body. Noticing each inhalation and exhalation fully. And we may notice very quickly that when we start to watch the breath, our impulse is to control the breath. And the invitation here is let it be. So as we watch the respiration move in and out, we're witnessing carefully each one without control, without regulation. So we may notice that some breaths are very shallow and short, and some breaths are very deep or long. It's all good, no worries. Some breaths are fast and some are slow. There may even be a pause between your exhalation and your next inhalation. That's fine. Know that just like the waves crashing on the beach, they go in and out at their own rhythm, and some go in further than others and onto the beach. But they always come and go. So too will our breath. In this phase too, we may notice ourselves carried away by thoughts. No worries. Over and over, we gently release, relax, release, and return. Relax the body, release the thought, and just return to witnessing the breath. If the mind needs a little more work to do, we could add counting. Counting the breaths can be a very useful tool to help us keep our attention honed onto the breath. So the way that we count is we discreetly drop a number in between the inhale and the exhale. So at the end of the inhalation, just discreetly drop in the number 1 and then exhale fully. And on the next inhalation, at the end of that inhalation, 2, and then exhale fully. We can keep counting up numbers, or we can just go to 10 and start over again, whatever you prefer. We aren't practicing counting meditation, however, and what I mean by that is the number should just be a little placeholder, a little buoy to know, yep, I'm on the right path. It's just a marker. We're not really attending to the numbers. Another tool to help hone our attention single-pointedly can be to practice that relaxation and that cultivation of attention on every inhalation and exhalation. So in this case, on every exhalation, Relax and release any thoughts and return to the breath. And on the inhalation, arouse the attention, making sure that we're staying vividly present in the moment, attending to the witnessing the passageway of the breath. So arousing the attention on the inhalation and relaxing our awareness on the exhalation. Checking back periodically to make sure that the body is relaxed and easeful as we witness the passageway of the breath in and out of the body. Cultivating relaxation, stability, and vividness of attention gives rise to our own bliss, luminosity, and non-conceptuality, the foundation of our being, this on a relative level. And we can bring our practice to a close. Before we move too much, just take a moment to notice how you feel in this moment. There's no right or wrong answer, but it's always nice to be able to evaluate. Am I different than before my meditation, and if so, how? We won't always notice the benefits of a meditation right away. Sometimes we do, sometimes we don't. But over time, if we look at a practice that we're doing on a regular basis and we want to evaluate, is it doing, the intended prescription? Is it working for me? Then we will begin to notice a sense of more pervasive well-being, a sense of less reactivity. I mean, those are indicators your practice is bearing fruit. If it's not, you may need a different practice, or you may need to tweak the practice you're doing. It really has nothing to do, meaning the benefit of your practice has nothing to do with how many thoughts arose during your practice. Thank goodness, for most of us, for me anyway. Often we'll have to lead ourselves back from getting distracted every 2 to 3 seconds for a long, long, long time. But over time, that will get better. But even at the beginning, that sense of well-being in between sessions begins to increase. So that's the encouraging part.